everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I measure the neck when I'm making a collar. Alright, so what you do, you take your tape measure and you go around the neck. This neck is quite small, so just in case, if say that person wants a shirt collar fit around their neck, but not too tight obviously, for this neck this size is perfect. You need to find the measurement from the back center seam to the shoulder and from one shoulder to the next. Okay, so before I begin, this is my bodice block back and this is the front. You can also measure the neck of your bodice in order to get your measurement as well. Okay, so what you need is a tape measure, tracing wheel, marker, notch clipper, scissors, pattern master. You have fabric weights, but if you don't have that, you can use tape, and you're going to need your paper to draw your collar. So now you're going to draw a straight line across to the length of your collar stand. Then right here you're going to draw a vertical line, and then you're going to continue to draw right across to the end. You're going to draw another horizontal line across on those dots. And then you join those two lines together. So this is half of your full, this is the front of your collar stand, and that's the back of the collar stand. So from the center back across the shoulder, you're going to measure and mark. And that line indicates the shoulder line. So this is where you're going to notch to join this collar stand to your shoulder. Front to the, that's the shoulder to the center front, and from the center front you're going to extend and join with a curve to the top line. So you're going to extend this about 3 to 4 centimeters along. Then join this line to that line with a curve. Okay, so that's where you'll lap over for the buttons. So you see the straight line. What we're going to do here is curve up the collar stand. So from the center point, we're going to go up 2.5 centimeters. So you're going to make a curved line from that point to the shoulder line. So you're going to use the pattern master and curve it up to the point. So now you can see the collar stand taking shape. From the shoulder, you're going to measure down the same width, going straight to that upper line that you just draw, just the same as you did the bottom. Now you're going to join the dots. Then join these two lines together. And this line is going to be your center front line. So from this end, you're going to extend the same as we did at the bottom with 3 to 4 centimeters would be fine. And then at the end here, you're going to join that with a curve going around to the top line. So now you see your color stand. So I am going to trace this color stand onto my new paper card or card paper. Now I'm going to mark the color stand out and add the seam allowance. The seam allowance here is no more than 1 centimeter. Okay, so I'm gonna draw out the top color. I'm gonna create the point here on an angle. I'm gonna measure my point length. And I'm going to mark that. This is the center back. I'm going to measure up the center back and mark. Then from the center back, I'm going to measure straight across to the shoulder line. You're going to join those dots. And then draw the line down to the shoulder. You're going to join the point to the center front line. We're going to use the pattern master and draw a line from the shoulder line up to the collar point. Okay, if you like, you can round the peak as well. So what I'm going to do is measure down 2 centimeters on each side. I'm going to measure down 2 centimeters on each side, and then I'm going to connect those dots. And that would give me that curved point as well. I'm going to trace this onto the paper. And there you have it, your two-piece collar. Okay, so as a bonus, I'm gonna trace around this collar to create a one-piece collar. So all you need to do is just put it on the paper, the card paper or whatever paper you're using, and trace it around. Make sure you trace all your corners, then you mark it around. And there you have it, your one-piece collar. Okay, so I'm gonna get ready to make the collar. But before I make the collar stand that has the interfacing on it, I'm gonna turn this up about 1/4 inch, and I'm gonna press that all along the straighter part of the collar. So I'm gonna take my upper collar and I'm just gonna stitch both sides across here. And then what you'll do next is just nip that corner off. And if you have too much seam allowance, you just cut that as well. Just cut a bit off of it. Right, you make sure and push your corners out so you have a nice point. And then when you finish with that, you can press your collar down flat. So I'm gonna do that and come back. Okay, so now that I'm finished with the ironing, what we're gonna do next is give this a top stitch. Okay, so that's done. Now that I've finished stitching that, I'm gonna show you how I stitch this along here. So what I've learned over the years, you have these two halves. You're gonna come up about 1/4 inch, and I'm gonna pin that. Right, and you're gonna do that right around. Right away you can see that there is a lift here, and this lift will allow your collar to turn over nicely. And you'll see when I'm done. You know, when you reach this corner, you're not gonna have the same amount, so you bring it up as much as you can. Here, what I'm gonna do is stitch just a fine stitch close to the edge. You can now cut the excess off. Okay, so once you cut the excess off, you can see how this lift, this is like it's bulky. You can see that, and that because this top is much bigger now than this one underneath. You can see right here. Okay, so what you do, make sure you still have your notches so you know where to put your collar. That's the part that has the bulge right here. So the collar stand that doesn't have the interfacing on it, this is the side that it goes on, the one that has that bulge. You're going to find the center notch and you're going to place it to this center notch. Then this other half of the collar, you're going to do the same thing and sandwich the upper collar between the two collar stand. You find your center notches and you just pin those together. And then your shoulder notch, should be marked on your upper collar and also the collar stand. So you pin those together as well. And there you have it. So what I'm going to do is go over to the machine and I'm going to stitch from this end. I'm going to stitch right around that curve and go down to the end here. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to turn this out and I'm going to press it. Okay, and if you're pressing the collar, seeing that you have this extra bit here, what you do, you press from the bottom and you also press from the top. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just put this collar on so you see. Obviously. Then when you turn it, you can see how nicely it turns over. Alright, so I'll see you next time with more videos.